Yo, what's going on? Mike from Mike Talk Sports. So Taylor Lewan just got released by the Tennessee Titans. It's official. So Taylor Lewan, at only 31 years old, just hit the free agency market. He's a three-time Pro Bowler. He's a former 2014 first-round pick and an all-pro player at Michigan. He was phenomenal there. So I think Taylor Lewan still could be a good contributor to a potential championship team or a good culture guy for a rebuilding team. Let's get into 5 potential destinations for Taylor Lewan. The first team we're going to be talking about is going to be the Buffalo Bills. I don't know about you guys, but the last couple of years, especially this year, I just look at Taylor Lewan. I listen to his interviews. I listen to everything he does at Barstool, and I go, isn't he just a Buffalo guy? Wouldn't he just fit the Buffalo aura and the Buffalo culture just so perfectly? Again, Taylor Lewan is such a great culture guy for your organization. Now, the Buffalo Bills aren't necessarily a team that need a great leader because they already have such phenomenal leaders in that building, but it wouldn't hurt to get one more in Taylor Lewan. Now, looking at the fit from a schematic perspective, the Buffalo Bills desperately need an offensive lineman. This was really highlighted in their game in that blowout loss against the Bengals in the playoffs. But the Buffalo Bills this season, man, they started off pretty good with the offensive line. It went up and down all year, though. At some point in the year, they ranked as low as 28th for their PFF passing grade, which is absolutely abysmal. That's bottom 4 in the NFL. Their offensive line in 2022 gave up 211 pressures. So the Buffalo Bills, man, they have Josh Allen, who gets hit so consistently, but has never really gotten a significant injury before. He got a little bit injured at some point last year, but you think at some point the injuries are going to catch up to Josh Allen because of the hits. You don't want that to happen. Get Taylor Lewan in there. He could be a really good tackle for you for the next couple of years. Getting into the number 2 team we're going to be talking about today, it's going to be the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals have Jonah Williams at left tackle, but goddamn, he played really, really bad last year. At some point, you need to just cut your losses with Jonah Williams and say, you're not our left tackle anymore. We can't be getting Joe Burrow absolutely killed. Joe Burrow is another guy, just like Josh Allen, taking way too many hits in his young career. It's been the focus of this team for the last 2 years to get offensive line talent around Joe Burrow. And to me, this Taylor Lewan signing can finally be a step in the right direction for the Cincinnati Bengals with this team. So they gave up the most sacks in the National Football League at left tackle with 12. They had a 49.9 run block game as well at that left tackle. So not only is he giving up a lot of sacks with 12, the most in the league at left tackle, but he's also not doing great in the run game. They can really use Taylor Lewan at that left tackle spot. La'el Collins, not great as well at that right tackle spot. You can see Taylor Lewan sliding at left or right tackle. Same with La'el Collins. He has experience playing both left and right tackle. He wasn't even great either. So you're going to need to honestly get 2 new left tackles potentially for this season. He had a 44.2 pass block grade. That's La'el Collins. Not great. Also gave up 34 pressures for the Bengals this past season. So coming in at number 3, it's going to be the Miami Dolphins. So the Miami Dolphins already have 3 cornerstone, really solid offensive linemen, in my opinion. They have Tariq Armstead, Connor Williams, and Robert Hunt. They played really good, but they need that left tackle. They need that last tackle. So Tariq Armstead, he could play either left or right. Again, Taylor Lewan, I think he would probably slide in at right tackle if he ended up going to the Miami Dolphins. I just said they have 3 good offensive linemen. Why would they need another good offensive lineman? Well, with 3 good offensive linemen, they were still the 22nd ranked line per PFF per pass grade. So still bottom half of the NFL in terms of pass grade. And why do you need an offensive line so bad in Miami? It's because you have Tua Tagovailoa. He's not only perpetually getting injured, but his career, his entire career is at stake at this point. It's now or never for the Miami Dolphins. You need a guy who's going to come in there right away with no learning curve and is going to come in and give you high-end pass blocking. Taylor Lewan could do that immediately for your team. Again, you had a a top 5 draft pick at the quarterback position, and you're looking at a top 5 pick into a guy who's going to retire in 5 years, you can't have that happen. You need to protect Tua. Tua needs to not get a concussion next year. It's so vital that that doesn't happen. So you need to get Taylor Lewan, or a left tackle or a right tackle-esque like Taylor Lewan in Miami. It's now or never for the Miami Dolphins in terms of that offensive line. Coming in at number 4, it's the Los Angeles Rams, the former Super Bowl champions who had a really down year. So with the Rams, you could say, hey, how could you say they just need an offensive line? They need everything. I know they need a lot of positions, but to me, the second I knew that the Los Angeles Rams weren't that Super Bowl team we just saw was week 1. Did I think they were going to end up having the abysmal season they did? Absolutely not. But week 1, everybody knew, oh no, this is not good for the Rams. Why did we know this? Their offensive line was abysmal in the first game of the season. Obviously, they're losing longtime tackle Whitworth, which was bad for them. He was a key part of that championship run. They need that new replacement at the tackle position, that veteran guy who's going to come in. Again, no learning curve. You have a win now roster. You need to go in there right away. No rookies, no young guys. You need a win now veteran like Taylor Lewan, who's going to add some passion into that locker room, reignite that locker room, say, hey guys, this is a team that was in the Super Bowl twice in the last 10 years. We can get back to the Super Bowl with this roster. We just need to turn it around with our offensive line. So in that first game I alluded to, Matt Stafford was sacked 7 times on 23 pressures. Unacceptable. Matt Stafford, at this point in his career, he's gotten hit so many times, especially dating back to his Detroit Lions days. He needs a better offensive line. Taylor Lewan could do that. Number 5, my last team on this list. Who else but the NFL's retirement home, the NFL's old home? What else is a better place to ride off into the sunset than the Arizona Cardinals? So Taylor Lewan actually played high school football in Arizona, which is why I kind of make this connection. I think he has a connection to the area. I'm not sure he was an Arizona Cardinals fan growing up. I hope he wasn't for the sake of his happiness as a child. But the Arizona Cardinals, Kelvin Beachum, our right tackle, is hitting the free agency market. So there's a desperate need for the Arizona Cardinals at that tackle position. Even if Kelvin Beachum wasn't hitting the free agency market, let's be completely honest here, the Cardinals desperately need offensive line help. Something that Rich Gannon and this coaching staff, Jonathan Gannon, and this new coaching staff is going to need to tackle is the Cardinals year in and year out. Their offensive line and defensive line is so weak. We're so soft up front. So the Arizona Cardinals, if they want to kind of re-identify themselves as a tough, hard-nosed football team, they're going to start with the trenches, which is the offensive line. Taylor Lewan could go in there. We need a culture guy in Arizona so bad. He's perfect for that. And we need Kyler Murray to stay healthy. He's gotten injured the past couple seasons, and he's coming off of a torn ACL. We really need Taylor Lewan in Arizona.